So the third work is about system analysis of the product under development and creation of UML diagrams. Post-tagging is a key stage in many natural language processing tasks, such as machine translation, automatic text indexing, and automatic text processing, and others. It was determined that the tool under development would be a desktop application. After that, I built the goal tree, which is here. And the main goal is to develop the system which relies post-tagging. Then we have go investigate methods of post-tagging, investigate methods of post-tagging for Ukraine language, and choosing the goal for which this developed system would be used. Also, we have a goal analyze existing analogs and choose the methods for realization of product. Then it all leads to a goal which sound like develop the beta version of product. And after that, there are two goals like obtain statistics of product work, and analyze work product. And then the last goal is making conclusions for future improvements. Then a contextual diagram of the system was constructed to specify the system. Here we have main process, which is post-tagging, and input is text of user, output is answer for user, and mechanisms are algorithm of post-tagging and system characteristics such like memory limits and others. Context diagrams after decomposition. After decomposition, it has three process, which sounds like gaining text of users, and then post-tagging, and formulating answer for users. In output, we have text of user, and output of first process is either text of users or of information about incorrect data. Then we have mechanisms in second process, which is algorithm of post-tagging and system characteristics. Also, output of this process is part of the speech, and in the end, we have output, which sounds like answer for user. Then the UML diagrams were built. First diagram is a use case diagram, in which we have actor user and use case like save story, check story, get input data, or get output. Then we have class diagram. In this diagram, we have few classes like input value, main text processing, history work, and history. History is this entity for describing history by such values like text, data of saving, part of speech. History work is a class for using with history. Main class is can create objects of other classes. Input value has input, which is string, and some methods for checking input, and text processing process text and tagging pause, part of speech, etc. Then we have sequences diagram, which is show us that user give input, then in main we have creation of objects of other classes, given input in input value, then we check input, get words, either string, some big text, and we need to get words of this text. Use this method. Then we get to work in text processing, where we take part of speech and save it to history. And from text processing, give a string, which is part of speech, back to the user. In the end, we have activity diagram, which shows that we're input text. If text are correct, then we check text, our input, and if it is ask for history, we're going to database and for looking for data and formulating the answer and give that answer to the user. If we need if the input is the words for post tagging, then we are doing this post tagging in process and give back the answer to user. This system should work with Ukrainian language. The choice of the Ukrainian language for processing is based on the small number of services that work with it and their low quality. Also, when designing the system in particular, building a usage diagram, it was determined that the system would work with database and implement information storage, which would also allow the user or developer to view the history, which would facilitate the collection of statistics for future processing by the developer. Another important issue is the purpose of the system and its application. The task of determining the part of speech in an applied task, once it is used to implement other more global and complex tasks for natural language processing, including machine translation, automatic text input support, text model creation, and text analysis. It is for such tasks that the tool under development can be used.